Being consistent with fitness is great until it's not. We all get burnout sometimes, and when you do, these are some tips on how to get through it. How's it going, everybody? Josh here with Dedicated Health. And if you're like me and you've been training for quite a while and you hit this wall where you just feel like you're sore, you're ran down, you're tired, everything that involves your fitness journey just feels like you're trying to walk through mud, and every time you try to push yourself to go even farther, you get even more tired. It's like one step forward, two steps backwards. Then that means you're probably going through a fitness burnout. And as crazy as that sounds, it's a real thing. You will get to a point where if you've been doing what you should be doing consistently, it will really start to take a toll on you. It's just like anything else, a job or even a really good book or sport or activity that you enjoyed, but you've done too much of, and now it just became a mundane task. This is something that is more serious than you think. For example, a burnout can cause two very, very awful things. One, mentally, it can destroy you. You can get to the point where you start skipping workouts, you no longer meal prep, you've just pretty much given up on all the amazing, great habits you've made. And even worse, it can lead to injury. A lot of burnouts are physical just as much as they are mental. You get to the point where you actually have trained so hard that your body's telling you can't anymore, but because you have in your mindset that you have to keep going, you keep pushing and you get hurt. These are things that happen more often than you think. Now, there is some things you can do once you start experiencing this, and it's very important that you pay attention to these signs very early, because the sooner you catch the burnout, the better. For example, if you wake up feeling tired and drained, then that might just be a bad night's of sleep. But if this is something that carries on for multiple weeks at a time, to the point where you just dread everything about your workout or your lifestyle, then you are going through a burnout, and it's time to change some stuff up to revitalize that spark. Now, the key word here is change. The mundane, repetitive motions of our fit lifestyles, what's causing this burnout. So you need to change it up. For example, if you've been lifting weights for a long period of time and that's your main source of fitness, that's great. Strength training honestly is the way to go. You're gonna see the most results out of it. But it can get very taxing. So it's time to change something up. You can even stay within the same realm of fitness. I recommend getting some professional guidance before just trying something new, so you make sure you do it right and safe. But for example, maybe you could try some Olympic lifts or some CrossFit style workouts, or whatever it is you're doing. For example, if you're doing a bodybuilding style lift, try switching it up to a powerlifting style lift. These kind of things and these little tweaks can make a world of difference. But sometimes even that isn't enough. You might need to actually change your workout style completely. Go through a different phase. Try maybe hiking or rock climbing or cycling or running, something that's different or a drastic change to what you're used to. You might not go to this and stay with it, which is fine because you really should stick with strength training, but it might be a good idea to switch it up and try this other form of exercise for a while. It's not gonna hurt you, I promise. If anything, it's gonna give your body that change that it needs to revitalize that spark that you used to have for lifting. And honestly, if you try something new, decide you don't like it, then hey, that just means you're gonna like what you used to do even more, and it might revitalize that spark right away. You might also try some fitness classes. There's so many different kinds of classes out there. There's Zumba, pulse, spin, jiu-jitsu, so many different things that you can try out that will spice things up a bit and make it more exciting for you to actually go get your workout in. I definitely recommend boxing. If you're really intent on not changing up your style of working out, for example lifting, try turning that into some kind of competition. For example, one of my favorite things to do and one of the best things I tried out was a powerlifting competition. I was getting really burnt out on my style of lifting. I've always done more of the stereotypical bodybuilding style lifting, never really focused on them weights before, and I wanted to switch things up. So I forced myself out of my comfort zone and signed up for a powerlifting competition. Now, that might not be for you, but you can always find something that fits your general idea of fitness. If you want to look very lean and very muscular, try signing up for a bodybuilding competition, or try signing up for a CrossFit competition. Something that's going to stay in line with your style of lifting, but force you to put that little bit of extra oomph back into your training. That's always a great way to get back into it. Now, this goes for any style of fitness. If you're into running, try running for a mini marathon or a 5K. It doesn't have to be something outrageous or something big. They have mini competitions for all sports everywhere. So maybe try throwing in some competition and revitalize that spark. Next up is try bringing a friend with you. Now, not everyone likes having a workout partner, so you might not want someone there with you necessarily working out with you at the same time. But you can always have an accountability buddy, someone who you can communicate to and talk about your workouts with, someone who maybe is just starting their fitness journey, so they're equally excited and ready to go, and typically motivation feeds motivation. So if you find someone who's highly motivated and ready to go, that's gonna really make you eager and ready to lift again, or whatever it is you enjoy to do. This also can be used with food too. For example, meal prep parties. This is something that me and the DH crew are going to start trying to do. You all get together, you make your typical meal prep foods, and then instead of going home with whatever you made, you trade some out. So that way you have all your meal prep done, but you're not eating the same thing over and over again. You all have a variety of foods, and you get to really focus on different food groups and flavors, stuff that you might not have tried before. It's a great way to be social and get your food in on the same go. You also want to try to treat yourself. Now, a lot of people will get so into the grind of fitness that they'll forget to look at the little rewards that you could be giving yourself along the way. If you've lost a pant size, go buy some new pants. If you're feeling good about yourself, get some new clothes. It doesn't have to be material items either. You can treat yourself with just about anything that you personally enjoy. And sometimes this might even aid in your burnout. For example, some rewards you could do could be a simple break, taking time away to read a book or something that brings you joy, whether it's play a video game, read a book, watch a movie, whatever it may be. You might just need some time away from the gym and to reward yourself for all your hard work. This is not being lazy. This is just part of the process. You need to treat yourself and reward yourself because you're beating yourself down when you hit the gym or whenever you go for those long runs. At the end of the day, it's taxing both physically and mentally. And if you're not rewarding yourself, then you're not going to reap the benefits of all your hard work. Which brings me to my next point and the most important part. The biggest cause of burnouts is improper recovery. If you're not eating, sleeping, and taking rest days right, then I'm gonna tell you right now, you're on the road to injury and you're probably not even aware of it. Rest days are so vital, so much so that I made an entire separate video on them. They are one of the most important parts of any exercise routine, and I don't care if you are a professional level athlete or if you're just starting out. If you're not resting just as hard as you're working out, you're gonna get hurt and you're gonna get burnt out. So make sure you schedule at least 1 to 2 rest days in your workout routine, or else you're gonna be hurting and it's not gonna be fun. So there you have it. If you've already hit a burnout and you're ready to get through it, here's some tips and tricks for you. If you enjoyed this video, let me know. If you have any other tips or advice, please comment below. I would love to hear how you get through any kind of burnouts and keep your motivation alive. We do try to post a video every Sunday at noon, so if you enjoy this, hit the subscribe button so you can keep up to date with future videos. We really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and until next time, stay dedicated.